Hello and welcome to our notes on writing two-step equations. I'm going to do things a little bit differently today and do the notes in a slightly different order. So just bear with me. I will slide on to the question that we're going to. So if you could first start by flipping your paper over, we're going to look at question number 5. And in this question, they're asking us to match each equation with the situation it represents. What they have here is 4 equations with 4 sentences, and we need to rewrite our sentences into equations. This is similar to writing expressions, but instead, because they're writing an equation, we need to make sure that we have an equal sign. And just remember the word is means equals, so once you see that, that's where you know to insert your equal sign. So I'm going to have you guys go ahead and just practice these on your own. So go ahead and pause the video. Okay, please check your answers over carefully. There's a lot of 7s and a lot of 17s here, so take your time to check those over. And then we just want to be clear with more than, that means that we are going to add, and again I said this before, but I like you when you see more than or less than to translate backwards, meaning the twice a number is actually going to come first, and then the plus 7 will come second. So if you keep practicing that when you see more than, then you'll remind yourself as well when you see less than to do the same thing. So be careful again with less than. Twice the number is the same thing as 2 times the number, and then less than means I have to put the minus 17. You cannot write that any other way. It has to be in that order. The other ones that have addition, you could change the order. So go ahead and try number 6 as well. And again, this one has less than, so which means that when I read 8 less than 10 times a number, I have to do 10 times a number first, and you can use whatever variable you want, so I'm just using 10 times x. Less than means subtract, 8 is means equal, 36. So there's my equation. We're not practicing solving these equations today, we're only writing them. Then we're going to turn the paper back over again and go on to question number 1. We're actually going to leave the launch for the end. It says that the length of an average toucan is about 2/3 the length of an average blue and yellow macaw. Toucans are about 24 inches long. Write an equation to represent the situation. Well, we have to decide what is it that we're looking for here. And when I look at the question, they're telling me how long the toucans are, which means I don't know how long the macaw is. So I'm going to have my left statement that says x is the length of the macaw. Once I have a variable that I've determined I'm going to use and I know what that variable is going to represent, then it helps me write the equation. So when it says that the toucan, the average toucan is, that's where I'm thinking about my equal sign. So the average toucan was 24 inches, so that's the 24 inches is about 2/3 the length of the average macaw. 2/3 of is reminding me that I wanted to multiply, so I have 2/3 times the length of the macaw, which I don't know, so that'll give me x. And that's your equation. And that's just a one-step equation right now. Number 2 says that a zookeeper takes care of 5 mountain lions. The keeper orders 32 5/10 pounds of meat for them each day. Each mountain lion receives the same amount. What equation can you use to find how much meat each mountain lion eats in a day? So again, we look through the question, we have to decide what is it that we don't know. It says, what equation can you use to find how much meat each mountain lion eats? So that sounds like I'm going to say, let P be the pounds of meat. This is how much he eats a day. Well, each lion eats the same amount, and so I would just say 5 times the pounds, which is 5P, equals the total amount of meat for the day, 32 5/10. Again, both of those are just one-step equations. We are going to be moving on to writing, again, 2-step equations with more information than just more than, product, and difference. So here they have a key concept for you to look back at. So if you are having any difficulty with writing 2-step equations, this is a nice breakdown of how to write an equation. I want you to notice that they are writing it in words first, and then here's their let statement, and then they finally translate it to an equation. Question number 3 says that an orange grower ships oranges in boxes that weigh 10 kilograms each. Each orange weighs 2/10 kilograms. The total weight of a box filled with oranges is 50 kilograms. Write an equation that you could use to find the number of oranges in each box. So looking through the question again, I have to try to decide, what is it that I don't know? They said again, write an equation that you could use to find the number of oranges in a box. So I need to come up with a variable. I'm going to use n. I'm not using O because it looks like a 0 and that just gets confusing. So let n equal the number of oranges. Again, you can use whatever letter you would like. Again, I just stay away from O. So I have to look at how this is mixed up again. The grower ships the oranges in boxes. So he's shipping a box. He's also shipping the oranges. And that equals the total weight. I'm just trying to put this in words for myself first so I understand where everything is going to go. So do we know how much the box weighs? Yes, it's 10 kilograms. That's the constant. Do we know how many oranges there are? No, but I know that each orange weighs 2/10 of a kilogram. And since that number can be multiplied when I know the number of oranges, I'm going to take the 2/10 and multiply it by my n for oranges. They have also told me that the total is 50. So there's my two-step equation. Now I know that you guys could solve this problem without writing an equation, but the practice for tonight is that we're actually learning how to write the equations. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and try number 4. When you come back, it will be ready. Okay, because my equation is showing addition, if you had 65m plus 125 equals 1,000, that would also be correct. If it was showing subtraction, you just need to make sure that the subtraction sign follows the term that it's attached to. Okay, and then for our last one, we're just going to look at the launch. Back on the front, where we've got that shaky bagel baker again. And so this time the shaky mini cheese bagel baker can't figure out how to calculate the price of each bagel for bagels 1 to 12. Write an equation the bagel maker could use to calculate the cost of each of the first 12 bagels. Explain your reasoning. Explaining our reasoning will just be using the equation. So the sign states that the Crosstown Bagels, that if you buy 1 dozen, you'll get the 13th for 13 cents. So they're telling you that that's a total of $5.53 for 13. They want us to figure out the cost of 1 bagel for bagels 1 through 12. So I'm going to say that let C be the cost of 1 bagel. Oops, spelled bagel wrong. So the first 12 are all the same price. So if I multiply 12 by the cost of the bagel, that will tell me that they're all the same price. Then the last one is only 13 cents for that baker's dozen. And then the total that we're paying is $5.53. Okay, that's it for today. We will see you tomorrow.